How's it going, guys? My name is Jared Ace and welcome back to MoneyMetEish. This is the second last video that we are going to do for 2021, and I'm sure as you can hear, I am kind of just a little bit sick. Both Mrs. MetEish and I have been sick this week, and so this video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have a look at what we're planning for MoneyMetEish in 2022, as well as some investments that we're going to be avoiding and what we will be looking at instead for 2022. But before we get started, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when we upload new videos, comment down below and share this video far and wide. But please also remember that I am not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, and today we don't have a mug. We have some Christmas stockings, and inside stocking number one, we have this beautiful Tenacity Leather Studio and MoneyMetEish notebook cover. And inside stocking number two, we have a Tenacity Leather Studio coaster and this beautiful Tenacity Leather Studio and MoneyMetEish wallet that I take with me absolutely everywhere, every day. All of these items are available on their website, link in the description down below. You can also follow Tenacity Leather Studio on Facebook and Instagram, links down below. As 2022 is just around the corner, I thought I would give you our plans for the coming year. So, in the beginning of the year, we will be launching a MoneyMetEish Patreon page, and as a MoneyMetEish Patreon, you will have access to Patreon's only content, which will be videos and different polls and all sorts of different MoneyMetEish related content, as well as a once a month Patreon's only Zoom call. And as you go up, you will have access to the exact same budgeting template which Mrs. MetEish and I use for our monthly budgets, as well as the MoneyMetEish DCF spreadsheet. You will also have access to the full MoneyMetEish stock analysis library, which is the analysis on every business we have done in the past, and you will get updated information on businesses we are currently analyzing. So that is the Patreon. You can check it out when it launches. We will put updates on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Along with the Patreon, I will be looking to do more midweek videos here on YouTube, where it will be a more casual, conversational type video where I will just sit and discuss the news items that I think have been interesting in the week leading up to the video. So these videos will hopefully be done on a Wednesday or a Thursday every week. I'm also looking at the possibility of starting a MoneyMetEish podcast in the new year, so I will give you more information on that as we progress with that podcast. So those are what you can sort of expect from MoneyMetEish in 2022. But now let's have a look at what sort of investments we are going to be avoiding in 2022 and what we will be looking at instead. I have two major concerns for the coming year, and they are inflation and China. Given how inflation is rising far more rapidly than analysts and the Fed themselves have been saying it would and have expected, I believe that tapering could happen sooner than the Fed anticipated, and we'll have a much higher rise in interest rates much sooner than people are expecting. So in order to counter this, I will be avoiding companies that have a lot of their expected earnings in the future. The discount rates used in the valuations of these companies are going to increase due to the reduced value of those future earnings in today's money. When we value companies where we expect a large return in the future, we use those future earnings, but we need to discount that money into today's money. And as inflation rises, the value of that money decreases, which means the value of that future money today also decreases. This means that the valuations of all these companies, many of which are speculative and tech companies, are going to take a bit of a bloody nose in this coming year. Instead, we'll be looking at companies that have high pricing power, which is the ability to change the prices of their products to keep up with inflation and pass those costs on to their consumers. These are generally companies with a very large moat or which have a large amount of brand recognition and brand loyalty. Companies like Coca-Cola, Altria, Lockheed, Costco, and Microsoft come to mind. These are all companies which can raise their prices without customers changing their preference for using their products. So that is my first concern for 2022. My second major concern is an increase in Chinese regulatory issues concerning US-listed Chinese companies and the possible further delisting of more Chinese companies which are listed in the US. My concern around the increased Chinese regulatory issues stems from VIE structures, which are variable interest entities. Now, a variable interest entity is an illegal organizational structure which allows foreign investors access to Chinese companies through a number of shell companies listed in different jurisdictions. Foreign investors own contractual rights but no actual ownership of the actual companies which operate in China. So, if you owned DD shares, number one, ouch. And number two, you actually never owned a piece of the company which operates as a ride-hailing service in China. You held shares in a shell company from the Cayman Islands with a similar name. This company held an interest in 4 other Cayman Island registered companies and 2 British Virgin Island registered companies, which held shares in 2 companies based in Hong Kong, which had a contractual right to the cash flows generated by DD in China, which was actually a further 4 levels away, meaning that you, the retail investor, actually had absolutely no interest in the actual company. Hell, the actual company was 8 levels of shell company away from you. We can make a full video going into more detail on VIE structures in the future if you'd like. If you want us to, comment down below. But what you need to know now is that this same structure is how Naspers and Prosus own their stake in Tencent. And that should scare every single South African investor who invests in these companies directly, any SA market tracking products with these companies in them, or basically any large retirement annuity schemes, since the 2 companies make up a quarter of the JSE Top 40. There is a reason why shows like MoneyWeb's daily podcast report on Tencent specifically. This one company has a massive impact on our local market, and the CCP has been playing with the idea of cracking down on this already illegal structure. Let me make this clear. VIE structures are illegal. They are tolerated, but they are illegal. So who can you go crying to if your company is the next DD, the next target of this giant autocratic dictatorial baby? No one. You can't. You broke their law. There's no one to complain to. You broke the law. They have your money. You lose. Good day, sir. Now, there are a lot of people that say that you shouldn't worry about investing in China and we should overlook the regulatory risks because these Chinese companies' valuations are just too good to be ignored. These people believe that the CCP wouldn't do anything that they consider to be irrational. They assume the incorrect assumption which Western investors have been assuming since the 80s, and that is that the Chinese Communist Party is in any way, shape, or form interested in what Western investors consider to be rational behavior. I personally think that there are much deeper political reasons why the CCP forced DD to delist in the US. So many reasons, in fact, that it could actually be its very own video topic. If you would like to see that video, comment down below and I will make it early next year. So what are we going to be doing if we expect such volatile market conditions in the new year? We are going to do exactly what we have done this year. First, we're going to focus on maxing out our tax-free savings account, which is always 100% invested using a cost averaging strategy. Once our tax-free savings accounts are both maxed out, we will then once again be looking for good dividend-paying individual stock companies, like the ones that I mentioned earlier, the ones we already hold in our portfolio. Thanks for watching, guys. If you would like a truly beautiful, premium quality, full grain leather product in your Christmas stocking this year, head over to Tenacity Leather Studio. Links in the description below. You can also follow MoneyMetEish on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere where MoneyMetEishes are. Have a happy holidays and a great and prosperous new year. Thank you and good night.